Hello, possums. Here I am in Athens, and I'm with Dave Johnson. We'll do a joint video in the next day or so. But I'm on the rooftop. I don't know with my crappy little camera whether you can see the Acropolis. Probably not, but trust me, it's here. So ironically, I'm at the birthplace of democracy. Isn't that appropriate? So I think today it'll just be a quick one before other people arrive here in this magic spot. But I wanted to talk about the revelations with the Epstein emails. And I found out why I never liked or trusted Michael Wolff. And now we know, and it's because he was quite a one-man intervention, not liking Trump and not wanting him to run. But who does he appeal to? Epstein? Uh, no. Yucky poo poo. Hate that. But so I want to dive in and have a look because there's been stories around for years and now they've been set on fire again as ideas that Trump dobbed Epstein in. We say that in Australia, basically was a rat. Put the FBI onto Epstein because two things. One, they had a vanity real estate project and one outbid the other. And then because Trump had gorgeous young women around that would be poached by Epstein and Ghislaine. I mean, really, it's people trafficking. Let's not dress it up, right? Let's not pretend. So I want to see what's happening with these little exposés on Trump that are emerging regarding Epstein. Let's have it. Okay. Oh, there you go. I've got no idea what this video will look like. Oh, oh, someone's going to blow the whistle. All right. Now, I'm pleased to report this is stress anxiety around this issue. I'm wondering, I'm wondering, is the Yeti actually too far gone in terms of dementia and stuff? It might not be him who's worried because he's a born malignant narcissist. I don't think he actually even worries. I don't think it's him. I think it's his minders, and I think it's everyone around him are going, oh my God, how are we going to spin this? Now, walking away. Look at this. Nine of Pentacles, which is the card of being comfortable, thank you, not having to worry about money, not having to worry about things. I'll come back to this. High Priestess. This, of course, in personal readings can be your deep subconscious and things. So I think there's a subconscious worry for the narcissist, but also in political tarot, she's come to stand for what are people planning behind the scenes. Now, back to this one. I think they've made a decision that if this gets too messy, too dirty, too ugly, too hard, they will leave him in their wake, meaning leave the Yeti with this. I think part of the issue is with this, I'm getting a bit of a Kash Patel vibe. Did Trump actually do this? I think the answer is yes, because he's vengeful. But I think they might even desert Kash Patel over this. That's interesting. and speaking out. Now, with this Page of Wands, pages and messages about fire, I think this card is also speaking to this new energy in the depths, right? This is the AOCs and the different ones, Gavin Newsom, others, lots of others who are now unafraid to speak out. I want to do a few more cards on this same spread here. Yeah, let's just see what happens here. 3 more cards. Now, the Empress, this is often for many readers the Russian card. So I think in the midst of all this, again, this is hearsay, but Epstein did Epstein work for Mossad. But the question is about the Yeti, and I think this is some of the stuff he did for the Russians. And this isn't just me making it up. We know, thanks to Eric Trump, saying, yeah, we do lots of business with the Russians. They give us tons of money. That was money laundering for the Russian oligarchs. I think this is going to emerge. Now, something you don't want, I think this is a reputational issue. Now, undoubtedly, MAGAs are easily fooled, easily led, totally gullible. He is still their Prince of Darkness. I think this is them saying, as this all unfolds, see, he knew Epstein was really bad, so he turned Epstein over to the FBI because he's a good guy. Like, they put 2 and 2 together and get 650. They just don't get it. So this is information MAGA doesn't want. The Star. I think this is America at its absolute best. I think this is this YouTube. This is the beacon on the hill type stuff. And that's my overall feeling for the USA at this time in history over the next 2 years or something. Either completely collapsing as an economy, as a superpower, just slide down that slope, or reinvention as a mighty bastion for freedom, diversity, a home for immigrants, all the best of America stuff, right? Now, we all know they're going to pave the way for Mamdani with broken glass and make it virtually impossible for him to implement his agenda. But in a way, that has to happen too. And so people will stand up and fight for the next stage, for a new America, but it has to be radical and it has to be post-corporate Dems. I kind of love that. So let's have a look now. I want to look behind the scenes. Are they going in fully with Vance, stepping in as a VP? I'm talking about the GOP inner circle. Are they going to support Vance, push him as far as they can? Or are they going to cast him aside and put in some new hideous person? Great quote. It's a Dem, I think from Massachusetts. I love this quote. She described the GOP collectively and MAGA collectively as the godless and the gutless. Couldn't have said it better myself. I think this is the sort of thing I'm talking about. They take the God space, they take the flag space, they take the nationalism space. And so if you have a more nuanced idea. It gets swamped by the simplicity of people who wrap themselves in a flag with a Bible and a gun, right? So calling them godless, whoa, go for it. Now, while I was having that digression, I forgot what I was about to ask. So give me a moment here. It's pressing. Oh, yeah, the behind the scenes. Are they going to go with Vance? I knew it'd come back to me. Now, this is winter in Europe. I've got this on because there's a bit of a breeze, but it's massively warm. Global warming. Winter in Europe, and you could be sitting here in a bikini. If I wasn't as old as I was, I would be. It's spooky. Seems lovely, but it's actually spooky. Okay. Have they got someone else in mind, or are they going to go with Vance? Are they going to go? Let's look and see. Oh, I wouldn't want to be in Vance's shoes. Oh, God. They're so awful. These people are just so tragically unreliable and hypocritical. Compromise. The compromise is they're going to pretend to go with Vance and say happy days for now. I think they want Vance to take the fall for the failed Trump economy. In other words, the Yeti will be put out to grass if he doesn't, you know, disappear, let's say, of his own accord, put him out to pasture. They're going to pretend to do this deal, and I think this represents Erica Kirk. They're having wet dreams over the Erica Kirk stuff, except they don't actually like her, but they know she's got a huge following. Their hypocrisy is strangling them. So at the end of the day, too much is going against him. They can't actually disguise the fact he has a Hindu wife and he has brown children. Ha! So, J.D. Vance, you who had the best education that money could buy, thanks to Peter Thiel, you, J.D. Vance, who saw the mongrel that the Yeti is and said he was the closest thing America had produced to Hitler and all that stuff coming back to haunt him. But at the end of the day, it's the race card. They can't cope. My God, that's juicy. All right, my dears, let's have a look for you. God. So if I'm a bit vague, it's because I was flying for 24 hours because Australia is so far from the Northern Hemisphere. Oh my God. And the stopover was in Doha. So the airport in Doha is a trip. Like in the airport, they have a rainforest and a waterfall and unbelievable. Let's have a look now for you guys. Going forward, what do you need to know? I love Athens. And blessings to the goddess Athena. So interesting that the great Hellenic tradition that had a lot of gods and goddesses, you know, before it became a patriarchal state like everywhere else. I love the goddess traditions in the ancient world. Now, you guys. All right. Well, you get good cards, guys. I think that might be because since the No Kings rally and Mamdani's win and all that stuff, the energy, finally the pendulum feels as if it's shifting. Not a minute too soon. All right. This is for you guys. Moving on with the Chariot, moving on after adversity. And so it's like, let me know in the comments if you're feeling this. But there's more energy now than there was like 3 months ago. People were really desperate and sad and frustrated, and I'm using the past tense. It was really terrible. Of course, it is still really terrible, but I think more people become aware that it has to break down in order to rebuild. And look at this. I love this. So we've got this Knight of Wands energy for you guys. Put yourself out there. The Hierophant, government, law and order, religion. It's like it's all bound up together because there is now a filthy, diseased, corrupt Supreme Court. The White House is literally being demolished, right? All of this stuff has to happen, and you are going to be part of the resurrection, and you do that by joining together. Four of Wands. Fours, you stand your ground. Look, this is all about standing your ground and moving on. That's great to see, right? So get in your Chariot, which might be your keyboard, and see what you can do. And remember that old adage, be the change you want to see. Love that. Love you guys, and I'll be keeping you posted, and I hope you enjoy Athens. Let me just take you over to the balcony and see if you can see this. Let's go on a little trip here. Can you see it? Sorry if you can't. It's pretty amazing. Look at that. Bless. And tomorrow, I'm going to Delphi. And Dave and I will be coming to you from Delphi. Can you imagine? Oh my God. All right, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. See you soon.